Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority, and Mr. Dwight Duncan, Interim Chair of the Board of Directors of the Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority, will be giving you a project update. Following the update, Mr. Cotillo and Mr. Duncan will answer a few questions. So with that, I will turn it over to Mr. Cotillo.
Thank you, Heather. Good morning, folks, and thank you for being here today. Before we get started, I look around the room and I see perhaps that I'm not the only person growing a mustache and beard for Movember. I've set a personal goal of raising $1,000, and I encourage everyone to donate to anyone fundraising for this very worthy cause. As you're aware, the procurement process to select WDBA's private sector partner to design, build, operate, and maintain the Gordie Howe International Bridge project has been ongoing since July of last year. Today, I'm very pleased to advise that the RFP has now been issued to the proponents. This is yet another significant step forward toward the completion of the Gordie Howe International Bridge project. The WDBA, along with its Michigan, Canadian, and U.S. partner organizations and subject matter experts, have spent hundreds of hours to review the more than 4,000 pages that are contained within the request for proposal, which is arguably the most important document that WDBA will ever issue. Allow me to take a few minutes to speak about our procurement process and the next steps. Now that the RFP has been issued to the proponents, they'll be given 12 months to prepare and submit their binding technical and financial proposals, including a fixed price and a schedule for the construction. We're calling this the open period. This open period will provide the proponents with the time required to prepare comprehensive proposals for this very complicated and precedent-setting international project. Once the proposals are received, the RFP submissions will be rigorously evaluated by both public and private sector experts against established criteria. And one proponent, the one whose proposal demonstrates the best value to us, will be selected as the preferred proponent. And then we'll negotiate a contract resulting in the final step in the P3 process called the financial close. And subject to approvals, the successful team will become WDBA's private sector partner. And overall, it's anticipated the RFP stage will be 18 months in duration. I'd like to add that our entire process is overseen by an independent fairness monitor. And the new bridge is of vital importance to the economic prosperity of communities and businesses on both sides of the border, and is expected to create thousands of construction jobs in both Ontario and Michigan. As well, it's expected that thousands of jobs will be created in businesses that will supply goods and raw materials for the project. In addition, the new bridge will result in many permanent jobs for the future operation of the crossing. And it's anticipated that many local resources will be employed to deliver the project. WDBA is committed to the region's economic success. As such, on November 30th in Windsor and on December 1st in Detroit, we're hosting business-to-business meetings to allow the region's companies and organizations to meet with members of the three proponent teams. And these events provide an opportunity for local contractors, suppliers, and service providers to network with the potential constructors and operators of the Gordie Howe International Bridge. And for more information on these events, it's available on our website, www.wdbridge.com. And many of you took part in our media tour a few weeks ago and saw firsthand the significant preliminary works already taking place on the Canadian side. The construction on the Canadian port of entry has advanced. Enhancements of the roadway drain are completed. The perimeter access road has been constructed, is in the process of being paved, and utility relocation is ongoing as we speak. On the U.S. side, property acquisition and demolition work on acquired property is well underway, as is utility relocation and legal surveying work. Ladies and gentlemen, we're very proud of the progress that has been made to date on the preparatory works. During the RFP stage, WDBA will continue to advance work already underway to prepare the Canadian and U.S. ports of entry with the goal of providing a clean site to our eventual private sector partner. We're committed to a project that is responsible to taxpayers, that is aesthetically pleasing, that is respectful to neighboring residents and businesses, and that will result in the highest quality infrastructure. Like you, WDBA and its partners we're very anxious to see the Gordie Howe International Bridge in service. We're excited to move into this next phase of the project, and our proponents are equally excited to begin working on their proposals. I'd like to conclude by saying that we've done a lot of good things. We look backward to with pride with what we've done, and we look forward to with hope in the completion of this RFP process and getting on with the construction. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. And Mr. Duncan?
Thanks, everybody. And on behalf of the Board of Directors of WDBA, I am delighted that the RFP is in the hands of the proponents now, that the open period is now beginning, and that we are moving to select our final partner, as Mike said. This has been a process that started formally back in 2001. We have dealt with, I think, President-elect Trump will be the third U.S. president, a number of governors of Michigan of all political stripes, 4 prime ministers of Canada, 4 premiers of Ontario. Who knows? I can't even remember the number of mayors on both sides of the border. But this is an important milestone and demonstrates, again, the commitment of the Government of Canada, Prime Minister Trudeau, Minister Sohi, to this project. And we look forward, as Mike said, to the weeks and months ahead as we move to select our final partner and ultimately to opening the new bridge that will be such an important link in the two countries' trade relations.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan.